So Miriam sends a message. She says, I met this guy on campus. We exchanged contacts. He later called me and wanted us to meet a day before Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, we couldn't meet. I've been busy since January because I'm unemployed and seriously searching for a job. Since we couldn't meet, he proposed a relationship over the phone. He said he wanted to settle down with me if everything unfolded according to plan. Finally, we officially went on a date where he proposed. I told him to give me some time to think about it, and he agreed. After this, he piled lots of pressure on me to accept his proposal. I told him I've been in 2 relationships which didn't work out, but I didn't go into details. I also told him I'm an independent person who is jobless and can't be in a relationship because I don't want to be a burden on him. I asked for some time to make a decision, but he didn't get it. Last Sunday in the evening, I sent him a WhatsApp message and I realized he was acting cold towards me. Later, he told me he met this lady on his way home after work and he helped her fix her car. In his words, they clicked and they're both interested in each other, so he's moved on since I'm being so difficult. I told him to give me till the end of the month to get back to him. He just said I should go and find a man from the numerous men out there since I thought he was fake. My questions are, is it wrong to seek God's face before entering into a relationship? And how long does it take to accept someone's proposal? Could the reason be the fact that I ruled out sex before marriage? Please advise. Now, who would like to go first for this one? Let me choose Tina. Back to you.
Okay, Jess. Can you repeat your last 2 questions for me?
Yes. So the questions are, he says, is it wrong to seek God's face before entering into a relationship? And how long does it take to accept someone's proposal? And also, could the reason be the fact that she ruled out sex before marriage?
Okay, so clearly this person is a religious person. And listen, there's nothing wrong in seeking God's faith to make your decision. And it's always good as a religious person to do what your belief tells you to do. So yes, it's okay. How long does it take to give an answer to a proposal? There's no hard and fast rule about it. Okay, it's how you feel, and it's the circumstances at play. So you've been seeing him for what, 9 months, or you guys have been talking for 9 months?
For about a while.
Yes. And okay, so but you guys haven't interacted. You've been on just one date. This guy probably, in my view, I think he's accomplished. You know, a lot of men would work, go to school, work, do everything, and then they just want to get married. Okay, they've reached the point where, okay, now I'm at this stage, I want to add a woman to me. So when he comes and he talks to you, he proposes to you, and he's just waiting for you to say yes. You are an addition to him. It's not like you guys are having a serious relationship together, like he loves you, but he's just reached the stage where he feels like he should add a woman to him so that he's complete and he's seen in society as complete. So for me, don't feel burdened, don't feel worried that he moved on. He's looking for somebody, not necessarily somebody he loves, but he's looking for an ideal woman in his eyes to make sure that he has that kind of companionship, and he moves on. So if you were taking your time, don't feel so pressured. Okay, don't feel like you wasted time and so the opportunity has passed you by. Not at all. Sometimes it is the way. Sometimes some women can be all over the place and stretch the man, and today this, today that. After 2 years, still they are seeking God's face. This is not the type in this scenario. This is the type where the woman actually assessed herself, knowing that she doesn't have much. She didn't want to be too dependent on the man. She's been independent for so long, so she wanted to get something. She doesn't want to enter the relationship feeling like she's a burden, etc., etc. So if they were continuing the conversation and it wasn't like the woman had gone into isolation. I'm seeking God's face. I'm doing this. When I'm done, I will come to you so that I'll give you an answer. If that is what happened, then it's wrong. If you continue talking to the person, you have a communication, you have a relationship going on, but meanwhile, you are considering that, okay, at this time, I'll give you an answer. That's fine. Please don't feel pressured. I hope I'm making sense in this light that yes, you can seek God's face. Yes, you can take your time and feel comfortable in yourself before you actually accept a proposal. Just don't drag and waste the person's time. The guy actually wanted something fast. It wasn't like he loved you for you. He's just ready to have a wife. And so anybody that's ready, oh yeah, let's go, in my view.
Alrighty, Olivia, what are your thoughts?
I agree with what Tina is saying. With your situation, a lot of things were happening at the same time. You were in a particular space. You were not ready for a relationship, and it's okay to not be ready for a relationship. So, I mean, like Tina is saying, don't blame yourself. I mean, it's his loss. If you ask me, a man who really knows what he wants, right? Who really has decided that this is the woman I really want to be with, will wait for the longest time. So don't count it as your loss. It just wasn't meant to be. And I don't want you to feel sad. Yes, you will feel sad. Yes, you will feel, you'll feel like you lost something. But please, my dear, I don't think it was meant to be. And if he really, really was into you, he would have, I think that he would have pursued you a bit more. But also looking at the other side, sometimes your situation is a bit different, but I also want to flip the coin. Whereas there's some women who genuinely, who would usually just enjoy stretching men when they ask them out. Like I always say, my policy is, if somebody asks you out, right? If somebody is asking you out and you look at him, you're able to have a good dialogue. You're able to communicate. He's cool, good looking. He doesn't smell. He doesn't, he's ticked a few basic boxes, in terms of, what he looks like. Is his face nice to look at least? Can you imagine, like, when you wake up in the morning, at least you can look at his face? Does his face look like that? Can you talk to him? Is it somebody who is lively? Does he take your personal box as a person? Just like immediately you see the person, right? And while you interact with them, okay, he's not too bad. He's asked you out. My thing, this is my personal opinion, it might not necessarily work for you, but I'm just throwing it out there. If you think he sort of ticks some of your personal boxes and you think, okay, why not? I would say yes if he had asked me out, but not necessarily slept with him. The reason why I'm saying that is because within the time that I say yes, it will give me many opportunities to get to know exactly who he is so that I can actually make an informed decision about him. So if I say yes to him, we're going out, we're talking more, I'm trying to find out, okay, who is he? He's also learning a bit more about me. After 2-3 weeks, I think that, maybe my values are different from him. I'm the church-going type. I'm this kind of person. Maybe he's not, he doesn't, me and him, we don't click like that. Immediately, I tell him that matter. You see, I mean, you asked me out, no long things. I thought you were cool, but in terms of long term, I really don't think this is going to work. And in that instant, you wouldn't have given a lot away, and neither would he, because then you would have been able to make an informed decision to move on. So sometimes I understand that, okay, yes, you want to think about it, but really, does he tick the basic boxes? Do you think there's an opportunity? At least, try it out. If you don't like it, just get out of it. So that's just me. But clearly, your case was also a bit different. But moving on, I feel like you need to work on what you're looking for yourself as a young woman, because you said something that was very vital to me. You said that you are not in a position because you're looking to probably get yourself a job. You want to be like independent, and that's a beautiful characteristic. So I think for now you're on the right course. Try and be that independent woman that you're looking to be. Once you get that job, once you think about what you want to do with yourself, by all means, when somebody asks you out, please don't stretch it out. Yes, by all means, pray about it. Ask for the spirit of discernment. Decide, okay, he's not too bad. Try him out. If you think he's not your cup of tea, tell him, like I always say, Jana Manenko.
So, Rosina, you have the final word on this one.
Okay, so I think that from the word go, you guys couldn't make the first meet, okay? Now you made the second meet where you actually met and then you had a face-to-face interaction. Usually, irrespective of where you are in life, whether you now want to, after that first meeting, there should be something that should make you feel like, oh, I want to talk to this person again, or I want to probably go out with this person again, or I want to know this person a bit more. There should be something that should want you to want to go on a second date. But as it is, it looks like, and from the fact that after the first meeting, her submission went like he pressured her into a relationship. So I'm thinking that, yes, he put a lot of pressure on her for her to say, okay, yes, we're in a relationship. However, he's expecting the relationship to move from one point to another so quick. And she is not ready for that kind of speed. Now, the thing is that when it comes to relationships, things should not be forced. And like Tina said, I have a feeling that this gentleman feels that I'm at that point in life, I need a woman in my life. It doesn't matter who the woman is. I just need a woman in my life. So he's going around shopping for women. And for a man who doesn't even know the person he's dating or he wants to date and is just quick to want to meet the person and date the person, it means that this gentleman probably doesn't even know who he wants. He just wants to be able to carry some woman as, this is my girlfriend. That's it. So when this one is doing long with, sex after marriage and, let's take it slowly. I want to make sure I also get something doing before we join forces and all of that. He meets somebody the day before. He says, he's met somebody. The person is okay with a quick, fast food relationship. And he's okay with that. Then it means that this is not the kind of man that you want. You are somebody who wants to think, you want to have you want to somewhat plan your future. You want to have some control over your future. The last person you need is somebody who's going to pressure you into taking irrational decisions without thinking it through, or just because he feels that he's at that point. And most of the time, these things in a relationship or under dating circumstance is actually a blessing to find some of these things out before you actually get married. So in my opinion, don't be hurt. And I keep saying that, look, any man who can move away from you so quickly into another relationship doesn't deserve you to begin with. So you don't even have to feel hurt about it. He left you after 9 months for somebody he met in a day. It means that if you hold on to it, let's say you succumb to probably sex before marriage, or you succumb to a serious relationship, he's probably going to leave you anyway in the next year and a half or in the next 6 months. Who knows? So people like this, be in a relationship that wants you. You don't always have to be in a relationship that wants you back.
Right. And one thing I've noticed is for men who are usually ready to get married, they always have more than one option. So if one is not, really being available, they'll just move on to the next available one. And I think, they have the right to do so. But those who really want you will also stay, So I feel this lady shouldn't, worry too much if this guy has moved on. Yes, maybe in hindsight, you would have loved to go into a relationship with him that would have ended in marriage. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't apologize for not being ready. If you're not ready, don't apologize for it. Because at the end of the day, let's say you went into that relationship without a job. You did, as you foresaw, become a burden to this man. That could cause another whole different strain on your relationship. So, yes, he's gone. It is what it is. But if you're not ready, dear sister, you're not ready. And don't apologize for it, okay? Just take your time. At the right time, the right man will come along.